An introduction to lessons 181 through 200, A Course in Miracles. Our next few lessons make a special point of firming up your willingness to make your weak commitment strong. Your scattered goals blend into one intent. You are not asked for total dedication all the time as yet, but you are asked to practice now in order to attain the sense of peace such unified commitment will bestow, if only intermittently. It is experiencing this that makes it sure that you will give your total willingness to following the way the Course sets forth. Our lessons now are geared specifically to widening horizons and direct approaches to the special blocks that keep your vision narrow and too limited to let you see the value of our goal. We are attempting now to lift these blocks, however briefly. Words alone cannot convey the sense of liberation which their lifting brings, but the experience of freedom and of peace that comes as you give up your tight control of what you see speaks for itself. Your motivation will be so intensified that words become of little consequence. You will be sure of what you want and what is valueless. And so we start our journey beyond words by concentrating first on what impedes your progress still. Experience of what exists beyond defensiveness remains beyond achievement while it is denied. It may be there, but you cannot accept its presence. So we now attempt to go past all defenses for a little while each day. No more than this is asked. Because no more than this is needed. It will be enough to guarantee the rest will come. So this is lesson 181. I trust my brothers who are one with me. And I was able to practice this yesterday when I went to jury duty, which was a different experience for me. It's not my everyday experience, and it wasn't something I was happy about. So when I say practice this, it did not go well. I noticed how I was not able to do it. I noticed what was coming up for me that was preventing me from doing it. So there were a lot of fears that came up. And maybe I'll address them as I go through it, so you'll get more of what I'm talking about. I trust my brothers who are one with me. Trusting your brothers is essential to establishing and holding up your faith and your ability to transcend doubt and lack of sure conviction in yourself. When you attack a brother, you proclaim that he is limited by what you have perceived in him. You do not look beyond his errors. Rather, they are magnified, becoming blocks to your awareness of the self that lies beyond your own mistakes and past his seeming sins as well as yours. Perception has a focus. It is this that gives consistency to what you see. Change but this focus, and what you behold will change accordingly. Your vision now will shift to give support to the intent which has replaced the one you held before. Remove your focus on your brother's sins, and you experience the peace that comes from faith in sinlessness. This faith receives its only sure support from what you see in others past their sins. For their mistakes, if focused on, are witnesses to sins in you, and you will not transcend their sight and see the sinlessness that lies beyond. Therefore, in practicing today, we first let all such little focuses give way to our great need to let our sinlessness become apparent. We instruct our minds that it is this we seek, and only this for just a little while. We do not care about our future goals, and what we saw an instant previous has no concern for us. Within this interval of time wherein we practice changing our intent, we seek for innocence and nothing else. We seek for it with no concern, but now. A major hazard to success has been involvement with your past and future goals. You have been quite preoccupied with how extremely different the goals this course is advocating are from those you held before. And you have also been dismayed by the depressing and restricting thought that even if you should succeed, you will inevitably lose your way again. How could this matter? For the past is gone. The future but imagined. These concerns are but defenses against present change of focus in perception, nothing more. We lay these pointless limitations by a little while. We do not look to past beliefs, and what we will believe will not intrude upon us now. We enter in the time of practicing with one intent, to look upon the sinlessness within. We recognize that we have lost this goal if anger blocks our way in any form. And if a brother's sins can occur to us, our narrowed focus will restrict our sight and turn our eyes upon our own mistakes, which we will magnify and call our sins. So for a little while, without regard to past or future, should such blocks arise, we will transcend them with instructions to our mind to change the focus as we say, "It is not this that I would look upon. I trust my brothers who are one with me." And we will also use this thought to keep us safe throughout the day. We do not seek for long-range goals, as each obstruction seems to block the vision of our sinlessness. We seek but for surcease an instant from the misery the focus upon sin will bring, and uncorrected will remain. Nor do we ask for fantasies, for what we seek to look upon is really there. And as our focus goes beyond mistakes, we will behold a wholly sinless world. When seeing this is all we want to see, when this is all we seek, for in the name of true perception, are the eyes of Christ inevitably ours, and the love he feels for us becomes our own as well. This will become the only thing we see reflected in the world and in ourselves. The world, which once proclaimed our sins, becomes the proof that we are sinless, and our love for everyone we look upon attests to our remembrance of the Holy Self, which knows no sin, and never could conceive of anything without its sinlessness. We seek for this remembrance as we turn our minds to practicing today. We look neither ahead nor backwards. We look straight into the present, and we give our trust to the experience we ask for now. Our sinlessness is but the will of God. This instant is our willing one with his. Okay, so it was a really interesting experience. You could turn this off if you just wanted to hear that. It was a really interesting experience I had yesterday, trying to do that. I first got out of my car in the parking lot. And it's always a new experience, finding the parking lot, finding where you pay, making sure all of that happens. I get a little nervous about that, trying to be on time. So I get out of the parking lot, and somebody's like coming out of their car, and they started to talk to me. They said hi, and I'm like, oh my God, what do they want? So I'm like, okay, not looking at that like that's my brother. So I recognized that, and I recognized where it was coming from, the fear that was coming up in me. Oh, they're going to ask me for money. Oh, they want something from me. And I just continued to walk and was just kind of observing what came up with that experience that came up in me. And then I'm walking past some people in the park they look like they're living in the park. So I'm also like kind of leery of like, okay, are they going to ask me for something? What do they want from me? And I'm very aware that I'm doing this, and I'm like, where's this coming from? What is coming up in me? It's all past experiences and fear, and then I get into the courtroom, and I'm thinking, also fear thoughts like, oh my God, I don't want to get paid for this jury. They pay you $50 a day. Like, how am I going to support myself on $50 a day? I can't do this. Oh my God, like, all these fear thoughts coming up. And then what occurred to me was how I abandoned myself. How when things happen that are beyond my control, and that, or I feel that are beyond my control and I don't understand, I kind of surrender and abandon myself. It's like a dog rolling over on its stomach, and I'm like, okay. But there's a part of me kind of leaves and abandons me. And I was recognizing that I needed to stay with myself and be in the present moment and meet things where they were, right there in the present moment. And know that I could handle it. Know that I could handle it, and also realize that if I could do that, I would be reflected love. Love would come right back to me. If I could let go of the fear and trust, love would come right back to me. So the first experience, I didn't do that. I went into the court, and we all had to introduce ourselves and answer questions from the, this was a federal court, so we all had to answer questions about ourselves and just basic demographic questions. And I proceeded to tell the judge that I couldn't do this because I was now getting a divorce and I had to support myself. I work for myself, and I wouldn't be able to pay my bills if I only had $50 a day, and practically cried and broke down. And then, you know, then we all had to leave, and then I'm like, oh my God, you know, more fear was coming up in me, and more of that, like, not seeing everyone there as my brother, but seeing them as trying to hurt me. How that fear just keeps bringing that up, like, and so then we were called. It was a very long day, but then we were called back in like hours later, or I was called back in. Everybody was called back in individually. So I'm called back in front of the judge, and the judge is like, was very sympathetic and understanding. I felt the love coming back. But before I had gone in, I said a little prayer. I'm like, I know I don't have control over this. Like, I have been saying the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And then I can come right up and meet whatever's coming to me right there in the present moment. So I just said the prayer. I talked to Mary, Mother Mary, and God and Jesus, and I said, please help me to be able to respond in the moment in whatever way I need to just speak my truth and help love meet me coming back. And that's exactly what happened. The judge was very understanding. He asked me a couple more questions, and I responded. And after waiting for he was very understanding and sympathetic. And I felt love coming back at me. I felt my brother. I felt love. I felt like, okay, this experience is not happening to me. It's happening for me, to get a greater understanding of who I am, of who we all are, of who spirit is. And I could feel that. I could feel that everything was okay. But I think it's when we look through eyes of fear and we look through the past and we don't meet each moment in the present that happens. And it continued to happen to me throughout the day. I met some people and I was like, okay, what do they want from me? I kept thinking, what do they want from me, and how do I protect myself? And instead of just meeting each moment and knowing I can handle it because God is with me, God is in me, God is in them. It's more of that trust and looking at everything through eyes of love, but it's hard to do. So lately I've just been holding love and fear together. Okay, I could see the fear and I can see the love. And what do I want to choose in this moment? If I can be in this moment, I can stay in love. So I think it's a process, this knowing ourselves and knowing God and knowing that we are all God. It's a process, and it's just becoming more and more love. And so it is. I love you. May you find more and more love for yourself and for all of us.